tell you things.
Shot to shot, right? So one shot cuts to the next shot. How do those things work together? And the other is outside of the frame. So outside of the frame is another important thing. If you don't see it, that creates desire. The other, right?
It's that one.
Do that again. And can you do, are there any with facial recognition?
Any with facial recognition? Well, the thing is,
Or is that something you do extra? That's like
would be more of a software. Right?
Okay,
I mean, obviously, 20 feet away, we don't see this person's face, so it's not that great.
Okay.
But I mean, we could get you something like this. I mean, look at this thing.
That is good, isn't it?
Right? Oh wow, that's really nice wide angle.
Yeah.
Right? And it's a very focal, meaning that I wish I had one of those PTZ cameras linked up to it. We don't. I mean, we have them on display, and we had them all wired, but they're not working right now. So.
One's always making work with an opinion. You know, work with great care in terms of not sort of manipulating the material to have it mean something else. Even raw footage, you know, where you pointed the camera and how it's interpreted, just because of what you're able to capture or not capture, could be loaded with all those mistaken meanings. Editing may be even something you can use to straighten them out, whereas viewing the footage, you know, may send you down the wrong path, or send the audience down the wrong path.
How long have you worked here?
Since August.
Sorry? Cool. Do you think you're going to stay a while?
No, because I'll go on maternity leave.
Oh, congratulations. That wasn't a minute.
Maternity leave.
Oh, it's amazing.
Where does all this stuff live?
Downstairs.
Oh, thank you very much.
Do you know if it's a boy or a girl yet?
Boy.
What are you going to call it?
Gary.
That is so nice. That's such a nice name. Who works downstairs? I don't know, because you have all machines like bringing it on the roof. Do most people not work very long here, or do they lots of short? Is it more efficient to use machines than people?
Oh, it's oversized.
You're going to pick up the 22 right by the exit.
Yeah. Okay. You too, man. Thank you. Thank you. You too. Bye bye.
The other is that which is not the self. It's everything else. Right? In a racial conversation where you're saying like that which is not self is other. Most things are made in a Western context, which is othering people of color. Makes sense, right? It's not even if the movie is about someone of a particular race, it doesn't mean that it's not othering. Just because the president in your movie is a woman doesn't mean that your film doesn't treat women.
It's a fucking terrorist organization!
Where are you from? Where in the Czech Republic? Very beautiful city.
It is.
And look away. And look like down back towards the front door, the other way. All the way down, yeah, all the way this way. Okay, and on 3 look back at me. 1, 2, 3. Smile.
El cual pasamos sin precaución, muy tarde fue y al enfrenar el carro volcó y hasta el fondo fue a dar. ¿Qué se fue y por qué murió? Porque el Señor me la quitó, se ha ido al cielo y para poder ir
Suppose I have a laser beam here, and I use laser beam because that's right, but I could use any other light for that matter. And I make here an opening, a slit, a vertical slit. And here goes the laser beam right through the slit. This narrow slit, say, is only 1/100th of an inch wide. And now Heisenberg's principle comes in. Because now you know so precisely in the horizontal direction where the light is, that as it emerges from this slit, the direction of the light is no longer determined, according to Heisenberg's principle.
You can mess around with reality. You can mess around with time. You can mess around with three-dimensional space. That's all something you control and edit. But every time you make a cut, you make meaning. And that's a responsibility and something that you should think about literally every time you make the slice. That's what you're doing. Outside of what I'm looking at right now is other to me. And I have a weird pull and push relationship with what I can see or can't feel or can't touch, right?
Can I take a photo of you?
The idea is you can't show it because as soon as you begin, you have to apply it. The way that the brain works is if it's lazy and the more that the brain has, the less it does to fill the blanks. But persistence of vision, all the other things that we do that are optical illusions, all of the other things that we do that are sensory illusions, are because we force the brain to do things that it does every day to fill in gaps, and it doesn't work, right? So that, to me, would be the way to do that.
The cat then collapses into a dead cat or a live cat. Well, that means that observation determined existence. So you're now left with a very horrible, absolutely incredible paradox. Either the act of observation determines the existence of a cat, or the cat is simultaneously dead and alive. Both alternatives are mind-blowing. Both alternatives shake philosophy to the very core. Let's take the first alternative. Observation determines existence. But observation requires consciousness. Therefore, consciousness makes an observation, and then we see the cat is alive. Well, I determine the fact the cat is alive. Well, who determines me? Somebody has to look at me to determine that I'm alive and I'm not dead. Well, who determines him? Somebody has to look at him.
Y al enfrentar el carro montó y hasta el fondo se fue y por qué murió, porque el Señor me la quitó. Se ha ido al cielo y para poder ir yo, debo también ser bueno para estar con mi amor. Íbamos los dos al anochecer, obscurecía y no podía ver. Yo manejaba, iba a más de 100, prendí las luces para leer. Había un letrero de desviación, el cual pasamos sin precaución. Muy tarde fue.
Do you think it's very important to make sure that your message is clear with how you edit things, or is it nice to leave things to the audience's imagination or interpretation? How obvious should you be, maybe, with what you intend to say?